Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have a short video probably. This is a test on an instrument cluster that I repaired a little over a year ago. It was actually July 2024 when I repaired this cluster for Excellent Automotive in New Jersey. This is actually sent by a good friend of mine, Ira. And they said now that they have some issues with the cluster. I said, let me, send that over. Let me check it out. And I'm sorry because it took me a little longer. Should have checked it very quickly, but I'm loaded with work and I'm about to leave for vacation. So I'm trying to get as quickly as possible everything caught up. All right, but let's get into the test. Let me just show you first the connection. See here. It says, Mike, we spoke about this cluster from December 2024. It actually was July of 2024. A 2011 Ford Mustang base. The tachometer was stuck at 8,000, then a 2,000, then a 500, and was a 0 after a cool evening. The oil pressure was pinned on high. Both are intermittent and seems okay now. Very good. Very important thing to understand is that except for the oil pressure, these signals are a combust signal. So it's maybe or probably a possibility that you might have an issue on wiring. Something is shorting out, and that can create an issue like that in the cluster. So I'm going to, even though I have it connected now, well, let me go with what I have so we can do it correctly. Let me show you quickly the wire diagrams. Pretty simple to do the testing here. All right, so this is the wire diagram. So we have in pin 1, constant battery power. In pin 3, we have an ignition. Pin 8 is the ground for the cluster. This cluster has, I think it's 26 pins in the back, and the ones that I'm using are the ones that I'm going to tell you. In order to communicate with the scanner, we're using pin 12 as a CAN low and pin 13 as a CAN high. The oil pressure has a signal that comes directly from the powertrain, and also an oil pressure switch, which is, as you can see in there in pin 5. But we can do the bidirectional controls, and that's what we're going to do here. All right, so we got the cluster connected. Let me get into my TeamViewer view of the scanner, and let me put the SUS in here. So let me do the activations first. Let's go into his concern. It says the tachometer. So let's do a tachometer, and what you need to do, and this is pretty easy to do with the scanner, is do a sweep test. If it's anything related or stuck in the gauge, this will immediately show us. So we can have, and this is also how I do the calibrations. And this one I can do two things. I did tachometer gauge indicator RPM. I can go 1,000 RPMs at a time, and this will go, as you can see, it's now on 1,000, exactly 1,000, 2,000. Exactly in 2000, and then so on. So we can see that the calibration on the tachometer is perfect. I'm going to go up to the maximum, which is 8,000 RPMs, and we can see how it's following pretty good. If I exit, this should release the needle, and it does, as you can see, very nice and smooth. We also have for the tachometer, let me get in there, tachometer indicator control on and off. That will be a complete sweep from 0 to 8,000. And then we can do on. As you can see, it's pegged into the maximum, and then off, and it's not sticking. So if you would have something sticking in here, that would be very erratic, like what we have. I'm going to put the link on the first video that on the description. On this video, I'm going to put the link for the video that I did a year ago, where you can see there was actually a little over a year ago, but it's okay. I can always help a customer. That's not a problem. And it's working good. So I can now reproduce your concerns in here. I've been trying this multiple times. Let's go over to the oil pressure. The oil pressure in this gauge, we only have what is supposed to be an indicator on and off. But since this has a direct wire, the needle will not go completely to, and that is this one right here on the bottom. Let me move that light a little bit away. Yeah, like that you guys can see better in there. But yeah, so in this one will not go all the way to full. So you see when I click, it says just okay. It doesn't go into hot or high. It just says okay and low. And that is across every scanner that I have tried. I actually used it, tapped on the last time, and it was exactly the same thing. I already checked all the rest of the needles and everything is working 100%. And the calibrations are perfect. So the next thing that I wanted to show you is this. When I turn this cluster completely off, like killing the battery 100%, right? So I just disconnected the battery from the car. The first thing is going to happen when I do the battery on, which is terminal 30, right? I can hear the needles resetting. I'm not sure why. Oh, something happening here. Give me 1 second, guys. My switch in the Mark 50 came off. Oof. It's just a cover, but yeah, a little pin came off. Very disappointed to see that on a tool that I really take care, and nothing is really that bad. But okay, so let me power the battery off one more time. You can see how the needles now went to like almost zero, right? Because I removed the power. So I'm turning the battery on. You can see the needles kind of like vibrating, and you can see the anti-theft light on. And then when I turn the ignition on, I did. Oh yes, it did a complete sweep in all the gauges. That's exactly what I want you to see. So, and that is, like I said, if you would be an intermittent or stock needle, I will see it in there. This is like a sweep test, and it's doing it. I think there is another way to do it. I'm going to try with you guys. So let me wait for the scanner to connect. Because you see, okay, now it's connected. So let me go back to codes menu and do a key on, engine off, cell test. Sometimes when you do that, the needles does the full test. So let's see, establishing connection with the scanner. It lost the connection again. Yeah, I can see that. There's no power here. Something is going on with this. I removed the dongle from the Mark 50, and now let's see if it reconnects. Okay, now I did the connection. See if I have to exit again or no. We'll see. I have noticed that this BCI doesn't like when you turn the power too many times like that. It kind of like loses the connection. All right, do not start the engine. So let's do this. All right, so let's do it. You see, it does it. So it's all the needles back and forth. So yes, we can do this. And it says fuel sender path transponder missing, but if it would be a problem in here with any of the needles or so, it will immediately set up a fault as well. So we can, like I said, and it start to be, so I can cycle in the battery on and off. You can go into key on, engine off, self test, and you can do this as many times as you want. If you want to, let's do it again. You see the needles vibrating, and then boom, a complete sweep, and all the needles all the way to full and all the way to minimum with no issues. So yeah, I'm sorry, but in this case, it's just going to be, like I said, a short test. I'm trying to help the customer, but I don't see absolutely anything wrong. Please, I'm going to have to send this back to you, because what am I going to fix in here, right? So I cannot really just go and replace parts just to charge you. I don't do that, right? So it will be no charge to the customer except for the shipping, right? But in this case, what I recommend to do is, if you have a problem in anything that repair or you need to help with, please take a short video so I can see the fault. And before we send it, let's do some testing. And because again, if a needle is stuck at 8,000, is it because of the cluster, or is it because we have a wiring issue, right? So let's try to diagnose that first, because in here I don't really see it, and I know that he puts in there both are intermittent. Yeah, in the bottom it says both are intermittent and seems okay now. Yeah, well, how often it's happening? Once after a year? Yeah, well, I cannot wait a year here to happen. If it's more constant, let's try to see how can we reproduce this, and then I can help you if it's something, because I have vibrated, I have shake it, I have turned the battery on and off, and the needles move freely every single time. So I cannot reproduce them. And hopefully, this is just a short video to help a customer. Thank you so much, guys. If you're here, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Every time you subscribe to my channel, YouTube promotes my videos more and more, and that's how you find me. That really helped my small business enormously. Thank you so much if you do so. And if you have any instrument clusters or computers that you need for repairs, automotive or marine, I'm going to put it in the title of this video, my website, so you can copy and paste it and just go there. It's the same name as my YouTube channel, just add the .com, but otherwise I'm going to put them in there, and then you can go there and look for two boxes that I have in the center of the home page, kind of like in the bottom. As soon as you open it up, you don't have to scroll or anything. You see my address in there. Next to either side of that, you have a box that says click here to email us or click here to fill this form. Either one you want to send, all my information is in there, and also on the top left on the website as well. All right, I will see you next time. Bye bye.